Greetings all and welcome back to Redstoning with Steve. This is episode 9 and I got a lot of interest with my piston door, my 2x2 piston door episode. I think it was episode 6 or 7, and so I thought I'd go in and expand a bit in it. These are only 2x2 piston doors, so we're going to go one bigger. And in this we're going to have to use a lot of concepts from other episodes, such as double extenders, of course the 2x2 piston door concepts, plus some other stuff, and yeah, it's going to be more of an advanced episode because we're going to have to combine all those techniques to do what we want, so we're going to jump straight into it. So as you can of course tell by the video title, we're going to be doing 3x3 piston doors today, and this is going to include a couple of different versions of them, but we're going to start small. We're going to start with the most basic one. 1, 2, 3, 2, 3. So we have our framework, and we're going to do, I found out what the ones over there were called. They're called iris doors. That's opposed to a jeb door, which is the flush one. And we're going to set up our pistons, so we'll chuck where we want our blocks to go. It's always good, and if I can place them, and we're going to break out the blocks around here, and from now it just depends how we want this door to retract, should I say. In fact, in this type of design we're actually not going to have the middle block, just for simplicity. And I know someone wanted me to make a piston spiral door. We're going to go over that. It just involves messing with some delays, and we'll have it start from this corner, I suppose, and just go around in a loop. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and run that. Piston, 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 and that's because nope. One lower. You just got to kind of visualize where you want them to retract to. Oh, I'm gonna need a bit of. Oh, I can't reach the end one. Even in creative mode, this is a little fiddly, and it's because we want them to retract to here. So we need a block gap. We've already retracted that one, so we need this one and this one. Boop. And now we need to cut into the ground a bit and do the bottom ones. And no, we don't need that one because we're already retracting that one out that way. And lastly, we just need this one side one here. So easy, and it helps if you kind of visualize. You need a block space between the sticky piston and the block. What also helps is if you put the sticky piston and then power it and see if it's actually going to the block you want, and we can see in this case it is retracting the block we want. So now we move to the next step, and that is simply just powering the pistons. It was a little difficult to work out where to take the power from, but this block works quite well. Just taking it from the back here, and I've already done the start of the wiring. So we wanted this to be a piston spiral door from the top left, and going in a clockwise fashion to this block, and retracting in the same way, of course. And we've got one torch, 2 torches, 3 torches. Very, very simple. Pretty sure you can understand that. I did make one change to the pistons. The piston below this has been moved to here, and that's because we can't actually power this piston without affecting the bottom piston in any way, so it will retract a little oddly if we have that bottom piston right there. So all we need to do now is draw power down to here. Just let's do it like that. I'll chuck a repeater in here just because really it's just a nice way to do it. And we do this, and it also means we can run it's a little bit of sequencing, so we've got 1, 2, 3, 4 goes to this one, and then we can use a 1 torch repeater for the next one. We're going to break out a bit of ground here, and how we'll power them is just like this. So we need to get under there somehow. I'll take it. Yep, that'll work. Under there, one block down, another block down. Will we cut the wire if we put the wall there? Not a lever. And it looks like we are able to place ground there without cutting the wire. It's just a nice aesthetic sort of thing if all your wires are hidden. And all we do after that is we run it up here exactly the same way. In fact, we get a block there. Just copying that side. And we run it up to the last one. And we need another repeater in here somewhere. So we've got, let's count them up, 1, 2, 3, 4 torches from there. This is 4 plus 1 is 5, plus 2 is 6, 7, and so we need this to be 4, which is 4 plus 4 is 8. And we hit the lever and hopefully it works. Yep. And we'll just cover up some blocks just so it looks a little more impressive. And I'll do it at the back too. Just quickly. Oh. Can't place blocks there. Too easy. Can I place block there? Yes, I can. Very visually appeasing door. Looks very nice. So yeah, not very complicated at all. If you want to do a different door, such as the one where I believe Etho's got in his world, where he has the top, the 4 sort of north, south, east, west, I guess you could call them, blocks retract first, and then the corners. That's not very hard to do. All you have to do is kind of do this wiring a similar-ish way, so run it just around it like this, and just mess with the timings, and whatever timing you want, just change those repeaters. So, I don't know, we could have that and that. We can have them open in an opposite way, look a bit odd. Just something like that. So very easy to do. And now we'll move on to another kind of 3x3 piston door. So here we go, guys. This is the one. This is the 3x3, the full 3x3 piston door, complete with double extender. And this has been sort of a thing where people have tried to get it really as compact and clean and fast as humanely possible, and there's heaps of designs out there. However, if you're here for a tutorial about exactly that, a clean, fast, sort of compact 3x3 piston door design, you've come to the wrong place. However, you're here to learn about how to make one, please do stay. I hope you will learn something from this. So this is pretty much it. I worked this out all by myself, and I'm not great with piston doors. I'll admit that. It took me a while to work out some of these designs to kind of perfect working order. This one is not, by all means, not perfect at all, but it does the job. And we're going to hit the lever first. And the whole door does not retract it. I have not put in the other pistons, and that's simply because they're basic and they're easy, really, really easy to figure out. But the 2 blocks that are the main cause of sort of concern for this door is these 2 blocks here. So this block, this block, this block, this block, this block, this block, and that block. All dead simple to retract. However, it's these 2 blocks that we're concerned about. So I'll put the other blocks back in just so you can kind of get a feel on the door. And that is the 3x3 door, the lapis. As such, and you can see, and we would retract all of the other sort of blocks with other pistons, and you can see it goes back. So I'll knock out these blocks, and I'll knock out some unnecessary blocks just so we can see what's going on. Diamond circuit, double extender. Gold circuit, sort of the extra circuit that's needed to push the blocks back into place. Let's go over the double extender circuit first. Alright. So we have the double extender circuit here, and most notably it's powered by a pulse limiter, and I think the pulse limiter is set to a full 2 torches, full 2 torches, and this just means that it won't retract and leave any blocks. So it works like a normal double extender. It will extend and then retract all the way just normal, but because of this pulse limiter, it means that, see, if we didn't have this in, the lever would turn on and then the double extender would stay on, and when we turn the door on, or when we open the door, we want the double extend to activate and deactivate. So we have to have this pulse limiter in here so it will activate then deactivate. We have, this powers the bottom piston. If you want a double extended tutorial, go check out, it is in a previous episode of Redstoning with Steve. But this will extend the bottom piston. This up here will extend the top piston, and I did screw up this wiring and it is hellishly messy, so pay no attention to the crappy wiring, just kind of grasp the concept. Bottom piston, which extends, pushes the top piston to here, which will extend, grab it, that will retract, this will retract, and this falling edge trigger slash pulse limiter, you can see that it will extend without anything happening, as you can see by this. Falling edge trigger, well, edge triggers in general are also in the double extended tutorial, and when this retracts, this will receive 2 torches of power, so very quick pulse, send it to here, and then just cause that extra little thing to pull the block down. So that's all that does. Very simple. It's the additional stuff that we have to worry about. So I have this set on 8 torches of delay. So what happens first? This is 8 torches of delay, meaning something will happen over here. This is the extra pushes. This. So we have this, 4 torches delay to this, which powers this piston. Pretty simple. And we have this circuit here. We'll worry about that in a sec. We have this little circuit here, and this is a really kind of intuitive circuit, but what will happen is that we have here, this is very basic setup of it, and we want this torch to turn off fast, but then when we click the lever off, we want it to stay off for longer. So we don't want it to turn back on quickly, we want it to turn back on slowly. So we have this, turns off almost instantaneously. When we turn the lever back off, you can see it's not quite instantaneous. So pretty much instantaneous and not instantaneous. So it stays off for a little bit longer, which is exactly what we want. So basically this means that when we flick the lever, the first thing, very first thing that will happen when we click this lever is that 1 torch delay to here, to this torch, and it will retract this piston first. The next thing that will happen is this. So we've got this little extra additional circuit here, so it will retract this block, first thing to happen. 4 torch delay to there, and that will pull this out of the way. And this is just opening the door. Remember this, guys. Comes around here, retracts this piston, and this piston retracts, stays off, and it just basically pulls the block out of the way. This is a falling edge trigger. It doesn't activate because this goes on. It will only activate when it turns off. So we'll ignore that for now. This only applies when the door closes. So that's all that happens in this gold circuit. So this block goes from here, and then this piston retracts it to there, and then the double extender activates and grabs this block. So we're gonna activate that now. We're gonna see what happens. So you can see the first block went there, and then the double extender grabbed that block back, and you can see the door will be open. Now closing is a touch trickier, but not too hard. What we have, we'll go back to this gold circuit again. This will turn back on after 4 torches, because this 1 torch repeater will turn off, yes, but it will be kept on by this 4 torch repeater. This falling edge trigger will be the first thing to activate. So this is going to go off almost instantaneously. We'll just count them up. This won't activate the second time, by the way, for those of you wondering. This will activate first, so it will pull it back, send a very, very quick pulse to here, which will basically just pulse this really fast. So it'll go up, down, which will leave the block there, and that's intentional. So this is actually absolutely necessary. So we need to push that block there and leave it back. The next thing to activate will be this, because of its 4 torch delay, and it will push the block into here, and then pretty much instantaneously, straight afterwards, this piston will power yet again by this and push the extra block back up. And when it closes, because this is a pulse limiter but also a rising edge trigger, so it will only activate when I turn this on, which means the double extender circuit will not activate when the door closes, only when it opens. We don't even need it when it closes, which is why we just ignore it. So it's only this gold circuit that applies when the door actually closes. So I'll just try and go over that again if it wasn't quite clear. We have the falling edge trigger, goes to there, pulses this piston really quick, and then because that piston retracts, it's a quirk with pistons. You may notice this and this are on the same delay. It's pretty irrelevant. We can just do this. It's just for a bit of simplicity's sake. Pulses it really fast. Next one to go will be this piston, which will push this block into here, and then this circuit will finally turn itself back on, and it will turn itself back on very, very last, because we've made it, because it will turn this torch will turn off very fast, but will turn back on very slowly thanks to these repeaters. So the effect being, pushes it out to there and retracts very quickly, so it leaves it there. This block gets pushed into there, and this piston pushes up and stays up. The door is closed. And that's pretty much it. Feel free to go back over any parts of the video if you didn't understand. I'm pretty sure I explained it the best. Annoyingly, I don't think I can put the other pistons in here, but I'll have a go. I may have to put this torch underneath here because I think it may interfere with these pistons, but not too hard to do. So yeah, guys, sorry for the lateness of this episode. It was first week of uni this week, and I had a bit of trouble with this, finding how to exactly do the circuit. So yeah, guys, hope you enjoyed this episode. It's a little bit overtime, no doubt. Well, download as usual. Check the first line of the description. It's always there. And you can have a play with these delays and stuff, and I will put all these pistons in, maybe have a flyover right at the end of the episode, and you can have a play with it and see how it works. So apart from that, guys, hope you enjoyed this episode, and I'll catch you next time.